Hello, darklings and kindred spirits. Welcome to a realm where shadows whisper and the veil between life and death grows thin. Today we descend into the macabre, guided by the melancholic genius, Edgar Allan Poe. So within these cards lies tales of sorrow, obsession, and dark poetry, and the art of the human soul. Let's explore these decks and unveil which is the winner, in my opinion. We have Poe, Poe, or Poe. All right, let's get some lights on and do this. All right, my lovelies, so welcome back. Today, I wanted to explore and share with you guys these three decks based off of the legendary Gothic poet and writer Edgar Allan Poe. He is a huge inspiration to me in a lot of my writing and poetry, and of course, any and every deck out there so far with my man Edgar, I have. And I wanted to look through them today with you and decide which of the three would be the winner or my favorite. Okay, so this one I picked up at Barnes & Noble, and I absolutely love the box. It drew me in immediately, created by Sarah Christensen Fu, and each cards in each deck has their own style and touch from the artists, which I like, and we're gonna get into them once I show you each one individually. So this one is the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot, and it is by Rose Wright and illustrated by Eugene Smith. I love this box. It's a magnetized box. The other one was a pull box. You can already see a bit of the difference in the artwork just from what is on the back. And finally, we have the Poe Tarot by Trisha Lee Shuffle. I hope I pronounced that right. But I like this one. It looks great on the shelf. I love the entire design of this box. I like the black and white as well. I'm a huge fan of black and white. I do love a lot of color too, but black and white holds a special place in my heart and soul. So as far as boxes go, I think they are all greatly designed. I love the artwork on each one, but if I did have to choose just one for like the convenience or on my shelf or just out of like my own preference, it would be this one. However, if I had to go just by art alone, of course, it would be this one. So already out of boxes, 1, 2, and this one would be 3. Though I do love that cover as well, and I do love these type of boxes. Typically I would go with and pick those. This one's just a little bit of a struggle, but not too bad to get open. We'll go ahead and we will start with this deck. But again, I do love that. I love the design of that color and the way they mold into each other, the red with the black, and of course a raven and a skull. I mean, come on. Okay, so right off the bat, these are the backs. I do love that design on the back. I love it. One thing is these cards, these kind of card stocks that are very, very easily bendable like that. It's a bit thin for my taste, and I'm afraid I'm going to ruin the cards if I make one wrong move. whether that be shuffling or looking at them. But like one wrong move, I feel like this will just really bend and crease badly. The book, I think, is excellent. I think it's very well done. I like a good book with a good deck. Ooh, let's see. Men have called me mad, but the question is not yet settled, whether madness is or is not the loftiest intelligence, whether much that is glorious, whether all that is profound, does not spring from disease of thought, from moods of mind exalted at the expense of the general intellect. Edgar Allan Poe, Eleonora. I absolutely love that. I love that they included some of his work in poetry, a little bit about him. A brief recounting of Edgar Allan Poe's life illuminates the origins of his often dark and mysterious stories and poems, which have so fascinated generations of readers. Born Edgar Poe in Boston on January 19th of 1809, he was the second child of Eliza Arnold Poe and David Poe Jr., professional actors. Within a few short years before Edgar turned 3, his father abandoned the family completely and his mother died from tuberculosis. Edgar and his siblings were split up, and Edgar went to live with John and Frances Allen in Richmond, Virginia. Edgar was an intelligent child of the Allens, invested in his education, but as he got older, he developed the gambling and drinking habits that follow him throughout his life. Though Frances and her foster son were devoted to each other, tensions grew between Edgar and John Allen, who disapproved of Edgar's desires to become a writer and thought him ungrateful for their care. Wow. So, cool fact I didn't know about Edgar. I really like that they included that. And there is more. There's more of his work and poems, which I absolutely appreciate. Really appreciate that. It goes through to tell you about the deck and the suits. So yeah, pretty decent book. The back here tells you about the author and the illustrator. I like those pictures of them. So Sarah Christensen Fu is the author of Bad Birthdays, The Truth Behind Your Crappy Sun Sign, and other whimsical titles. I like her titles. She's been studying tarot since she got her first deck at age 16 and has loved Poe's work since her Gothic phase in high school. Hey, I'd love to be friends with her. Like, I could totally see it. About the illustrator, Alessandro, I cannot pronounce the last name, forgive me, is an illustrator who holds a degree from an Accademia di Belle Arti in Florence. Always in love with drawing and illustrated books, he happily collaborates with publishers around the world. He lives in a beautiful Chianti countryside with a splendid wife and 2 magical daughters and a crazy cat. I bet he loved Edgar Allan Poe's The Cat then. So just a little bit about who created the deck. All right, gear up guys, because this video might be a lengthy one. So right off the bat, I want to see how they shuffle. The cards are not all in order. We are not doing full walkthroughs of these, though I will be doing full walkthroughs separately soon. This is a comparison of the decks. This is a comparison of the decks and my opinion. Because they're thin, they shuffle quite well. Getting stuck was my fault. I have very small hands. So this is the sides. All right. And I am going to share with you a little bit of the art. So we have eyeballs, which I believe are for the pentacles. I do think it's a pip. I will say personally, for my own preference, I'm not a pip girly. I'm not a huge fan of pip decks, but I will say it's very well done. I like the artwork. I like that they're color coded too, differently. Yeah. So the eyeballs are green. Crosses are purple. Let's try to find some of the other. Oh, there's the Empress. I like her. That's beautiful. The Fool. Ooh, I really do like this Fool card. That's beautiful. I love it. So it looks like we have ravens as well. That's the High Priestess. I really like the vintagey feel to the art. Just showing you a few of the quartz as well. I like that. Oh, that Magician's so cool. Again, vintagey, like vintage horror, vintage Gothic horror. I love that touch to this deck. Look at that. Very, very vintage, like classic Gothic horror. So that is a huge plus for me for this deck. I almost don't care that it's a pip deck because of it. So yeah, the suits and the whole overall style is really interesting. Oh, there's the Lovers. I love that. I really love the style of this deck. It's kind of true to like the era of Poe's work and the era that Poe lived in, and also the work that he had done. So it's almost like revisiting it. Maybe you could at least suggest that when Poe created his work, perhaps this is how he envisioned some of it. And that's the really cool thing that I think this deck does a good job expressing. Again, the cat, like, because it looks to me like these cards are heavily inspired by his work. Which, if you ever, oh God, the cat, I was just about to say that. If you've ever read his work, I remember I was in like 8th grade and I read The Cat for the first time, which is definitely what this card is from. I see the rope. That story scarred me for the cat. But yes, very dark. And I love that they used that cat as the hanged man. If you know, you know. I'm not going to traumatize a bunch of people and animal lovers over telling the story. So, but all right, guys. We also have hearts or bones. It looks like hearts in the other suits. I love that though. The plate of hearts, or at least it's switched up a bit, and they're used in very entertaining ways. Ooh, okay. I'm kind of digging that with the hourglass and the hearts. Ooh, the death card. Look at that. I love that. Temperance, Judgment. Wow. The Sun. That's an interesting Sun card, I guess. All right. Another suit. The Moon. The Star. Oh, the Tower is the pendulum. Okay. That's cool. I like this suit the best so far. They're all pretty cool, like as far as the aesthetic goes. Oh no, and there's the kitty with his eye gone. Another part of that story that I didn't want to mention. Oh, the devil's the raven. Oh, that's perfect. Because in the poem The Raven, you know, it almost seemed like, is he mad, or are the ravens almost like this trickster type energy there to drive him mad for a specific reason or purpose? I don't know. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to show of this deck. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like vintage or gothy type horror? It's definitely the way I roll. Definitely all my cups of teas and sugar and cream with it. So I'm interested to know how many people out there that watch me actually like the same type of things. I'd love to hear from you. Let's move on to the next. All right, next we have the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot, and this is the rose white deck. So the box. Yes, yes. It's pretty sturdy. Now this I've had for a little bit. It's been knocked around a bit. Sorry, but it protects the cards well. I've used this a few times. I do love the imagery. I do love the box too. So this book, quite big. I love it. I love a good book. Lots of information. You get spreads. So oh my goodness. So I'm obsessed with the death moth. I love it. I know it has a very professional name, but I call it the death moth, okay? Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. Edgar Allan Poe. And one of my favorites. So, about the authors. So Rose White is an author, certified Reiki healer, and lifelong student of tarot and astrology. You can find her along the Los Angeles shoreline practicing healing arts and energy work. In her spare time, she enjoys writing middle-grade fiction. Her work has been featured in Refinery 29, New Worlds Magazine, and New Leaf Magazine. About the artist. Eugene Smith is an illustrator residing in Chicago, Illinois. He has a BFA in painting and drawing from the Academy of Art University in San Francisco. His work has appeared in books, editorials, tarot card decks, and educational graphic novels. He lives with his lovely wife and 2 children, an odd dog. I, too, have an odd dog, sir. We could be friends. Okay. All right. I love that. He's a good artist, right? Absolutely. The book's very, very sturdy. Very. I loves it a lot. So it has a lot of good information about the deck, the numbers, the tarot itself, and I like a good description of the cards in the deck, seeing it from the creator's perspective, point of view, the way they view the tarot. The book says a lot about that, right? So do we have spreads? Let's see. I like when they include a few little spreads. In the back, we do have some spreads. Very awesome. Very awesome. You got the Edgar Allan Poe spread. You got the Telltale Heart spread. The Dream Within a Dream spread. I like that one. The Oval Portrait spread. And the Gravestone spread. Oh my gosh. Huh. Of course, I'm loving those names. All right. For the deck. I like the backs, anything with ravens, eyeballs, or looking kind of Gothic literature. Yes, please. All right. Ooh, the Emperor as Edgar himself. So this is a very smooth, and I think that's like a standard smooth. The cards are very durable. I like it. It's kind of that medium durability. I've felt like thicker cards, but I like these. It's unlike the other deck where it felt almost too thin, like I would ruin the deck if I used it. This is it's standard. So yeah, let's look at some of the cards and some of the art and make our judgments. You guys are judging it right along with me, so I want to hear your judgments. All right, strength. Okay, so we're incorporating some of Edgar's tales and work in this as well. Love. I mean, you cannot do Edgar and not... Oh, yes, there it is, the pendulum. Yes, as the Hanged Man. And the other one, they chose it for the Tower. I could see it either way. I kind of like it as the Hanged Man, though I do think the cat being the Hanged Man and the other was a tad more on point. Oh, the Lovers and the Raven with them. Ah, love that card. All right. The Chariot. Beautiful. This is like stunning artwork though. The color usage in this deck I really like. It's gloomy and yet it's still colorful. Like I like when artists can manage to do that, because I like the doom, gloom, melancholy. I like all of that. Okay, that one's real colorful. That kind of hurt my eyes. Just kidding. The sun. But the sun's supposed to be colorful, right? And bright. The Tower. Yes. It looks almost like a blood moon back there. Very, very nice. Ooh, the Magician is the photo from the book. And it's the Raven again. Guys, ravens are like my friggin' guide animal. I love ravens so much. And I do agree that they kind of have that trickster-like essence, you know? That's a beautiful star card. I love it. Justice. Ooh, okay. Yes. So what is your favorite working from Edgar Allan Poe? If you're watching this and you're a fan of Edgar, what is your favorite poem, quote, or book like that he's done, said, a moment you might know about him in history? I know there's a little bit of mystery around his death. Some don't think so. I do. But what do you think about Edgar in general? And did you learn about him or his work in school? Look at that. So this is not a pip deck. And I like that. Pentacles. Cups. King of Cups. Oh, wow. It's an interesting King of Cups card, isn't it? But if you know the work, you would understand. So I like that. I love that Ace of Pentacles, the scarab. Ooh, Wands, Seven of Wands, okay. So for this one, interpreting the artwork, I definitely think you would probably need to be quite familiar with some of the work. Not that you would have to use it, I just mean to really interpret maybe all the symbology, but also I think intuitive readers would do just fine. I don't think you'd have to know all his work to be able to use this, but I think it could benefit you if you did. Ooh, the sword. I love that Two of Swords. Oh my god, yes. Oh, so turned on. Okay. We got Edgar again. Eight of Pentacles. Okay. Huh. Page of Swords. So yeah. Now I'm going to do a kind of a quick little go through here. Going to do a little go-sees through this. Ooh, look at that Five of Swords. Wow, well, he's definitely resting there, huh? Then we got the Queen of Wands. Look at that little doggy. Sorry, some of them are a bit mixed and reversed. And like I said, I've worked with this deck a few times. I have not pulled it out, though, for a little bit. Oh, I love that Ace of Swords, right? Oh, look at the Three of Swords. So there's a couple of his stories. I wonder if I remember correctly that could be from the floorboard. Like I remember the Old Man, and there's another one. Oh, I can't quite remember the names. Yeah, it's pretty. So here is some cups. Look at that. Each little symbol in a cup. I love that. Love it so much. It's a nice little touch. And we've seen some pentacles. We saw wands. We saw the Three of Swords. Ooh, look at that. Five of Wands. That's pretty intense. Page of Cups. Five of Cups. The Death card. Y'all know I love me a good Death card. I wonder if that's Annabelle Lee. I don't know, but one of my favorite poems. Look at that Devil. My other favorite card. Oh yes, I love that Devil card. So compared to the other decks, Devil and Death, because like guaranteed through any tarot video that I do, I will show the Death and the Devil card. They are my favorites. So compared to the other one, what do you guys think? Which one's better? Because I did like the other one's Death card and Devil, but I'm kind of really liking this one. So, all right. Let's move on to our last and final judgment before we all vote. Who will be the winner? Poe, Poe, or Poe? It's last, but you know it's not least at all because Edgar's that guy. Okay, he is goated. So, this deck, which I already said would probably be my favorite box out of the three, style-wise. I do like the art so far. This is the one by Trisha Lee Schoffelt. I hope I am not butchering that. That's what it looks like when you open it. Let's explore the book. All right, so very durable book. Like, that's really thick, really nice. Okay, let's read about the artist. So Trisha Lee is a self-taught artist, author, and sculptor from New England. She works in a variety of mediums, such as acrylic, watercolor, ink, clay, and paper. Her studio is filled with strange dolls, old books, and old trinkets collected on her journeys. Hey, Trisha, can we be friends? She began designing tarot and oracle decks after a battle with breast cancer in 2015. Wow. Strong woman, a warrior here. Her first deck, the Heartful Spirits Tarot, was the winner of the International Tarot Foundation Carta. Judges Newcomer awarded her the Best New Author of Tarot in 2019. It was also the first runner-up winner of Carta Award for Best Author of Tarot for 2019. She is also an author of several self-published fantasy novels written under the pen name of Andalee Archer. The Poe Tarot is her second full-length tarot deck. Wow. Okay, I want to check out some of her books now. And definitely that other deck. She sounds like an amazing woman. Wow, okay. Dedicated to all those who leap off the precipice of the unknown and embark on the fool's journey with trust in their heart. Aw, I love that. She's got her acknowledgements. Oh, look at the cat. I love this art style already. Wow. Wow. Okay. So let's see if we got some spreads. No, that's okay. I don't see any, but there could be. All right. Let's get into the cards, guys. I'm excited. So this deck's newer. I have not explored every single card, though I've kind of shuffled, play around with, and looked at it. I know I've just been working a lot, ain't had a whole lot of time. But we about to do it now. So for starters, the backs, ravens. I love it. I like the way they look, too. It goes amazingly with that gray. But this is the best part. The red gilding. Right? Right. I mean, you love it. Come on, admit it. It's fabulous, darling. Fabulous. I love gilding. And that red, it goes so beautifully with it, especially the backs. It truly does. So let's get into some of the cards. Okay, right off the bat, I am a huge fan. I love the artwork, the black and white. So the wells, I'm guessing this is going to be the cups. And there is some poems or quotes here. The skies they were ashen and sober. The leaves they were crisped and sere. Leaves they were withering. It was night in the lonesome October of my most immemorial year. Wow. Almost looks like he's grieving, right? 5 of Cups. Wow. So 10 of Wells, which cups. Again, I'm loving the artwork. It seems like it'd be really simple, but I know it isn't as an artist myself. And neither the angels in the heaven above, nor the demons down under the sea can ever sever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabel Lee. Oh, yes. Oh, I love it. Look, pause. I love the pause as pentacles. She came and departed as a shadow. I was never made aware of her entrance into my closed study, save by the dear music of her low, sweet voice, as she placed her marble hand upon my shoulder. It's beautiful. I love it. I love the fact that the work, the quotes are on the cards. And look, we got quills. I love. All right, sometimes I struggle with the renaming of the suits. This one I love because you can pretty much tell what they are, right? It makes sense. And I love that it's true to like the Gothic aesthetic. It's so cute. I'm adoring this already. Seriously. So, here's some more paws. Wells, and quills. All right, more wells. Let's see if I can't get us some majors and other suits out of here. Okay, so another suit is the candles, which the wands, quills as the swords. I love that. Paws as pinnacles. That brilliant, brilliant. So this is the world. Is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream? Yes. Look at that justice card. Oh my gosh. A wrong is unredressed when retribution overtakes its redresser. It is equally unrepressed when the avenger fails to make himself felt as such to him who has done the wrong. Oh my goodness. Oh, yes. I'm loving the kitties. They're so cute. The art, like the way they did the cats. Well, guys, we're going to vote soon. Boxes, book, art, overall theme, which wins in the Battle of the Poes deck. You're going to have to let me know. And then which one's your overall favorite, just 'cause. Oh, I love that magician. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nevermore. Wow. So a lot of these decks, actually I think all three of them, the Emperor was Poe. That's pretty cool. Here's the wheel. Never to suffer would never to have been blessed. Ah, words were never truer. Look at this fool. Yes. All right, guys, we got the devil. From every depth of good and ill the mystery which binds me still, when the rest of heaven was blue, of a demon in my view. And here we have the hermit. Oh my goodness, yes. I love that. That's genius. And death. So, it reads, the boundaries which divide life from death are at best shadowy and vague. Who shall say where one ends and where the other begins? fantastic and fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. I adore it. I am so happy and grateful to have this deck, these decks. Yes. All right. So, shall we vote for the court of the Poe Tarot? I think you guys by now could figure out that I vote this one is my favorite for the overall look and the overall and the fact that it has the quotes. I love the box. I love them all, but this one is my favorite out of the three, and I think it wins. I dub the Poe Tarot the winner of this battle. Thank you all for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I shall see you soon.